parable of the pad. The day began as any other news day. Reporters were working on assignments given by their editor at the early morning briefing. Suddenly, a breaking news story interrupted the plans and assignments for the day. What was routine became chaotic. Editors and reporters scrambled to be ready to report events as they unfolded. Reports were coming in fast and furious from around the world. The news is incredible. The news is indescribable. Peace is declared. Peace here and now in Korea, Syria, Afghanistan, Kenya, Catalonia, Myanmar, Sudan, Venezuela, and a dozen more places. Peace seems to be multiplying and emerging. It began as a little pocket of forgiveness between two adversaries. There seems to be a quiet blanket of empathy that permeates the air. Things are happening rapidly, as if in the twinkling of an eye. The newsrooms are abuzz with reporters trying to catch up. Electrical outlets seem overcrowded and overloaded with reporters trying to recharge smartphones they had allowed to run down overnight. They are frantic to try to keep up with the news constantly coming in. Some reporters even offer to buy electronics from their children. While they are trying to acquire a working iPad, reports come that a trans-global broadcast is airing. Those with charged iPads and devices download the world-changing news and are ready to share it. They are the first to learn of a transforming story. They are the first to hear the message of the author of peace. Love one another. The key is love as I have loved you. The prepared reporters wrapped up their story while the others were still charging their iPads and devices. This is the beginning of the beginning. Peace on earth, goodwill to all.
Years ago, I used to be a campfire leader. I'm going to try it again. Okay, so rather than a hymn from the hymn book, when I thought about this theme, there's this old campfire song that came back to my mind. Some of you younger ones may not have sung this, but I suspect most of us in the older generations may recognize it. There's 3 verses and a refrain, and I'm going to be gutsy enough to try to sing it through you once, then invite you to join me. The reason I thought this hymn would fit so well is that the parable that I read from Matthew talked about the virgins who had oil in their lamps and those who did not. And the old campfire song was, "Give me oil in my lamp, keep me burning." Any of you remember that? Okay. Now, Mary Dan, I'm going to expect you to just belt this out. This is a song, I think I got it right, and more or less it goes like this. I'll sing it through and the refrain, and then you notice I've got 3 verses, and it's all about a song to be ready. And then this will be followed by 3 wonderful testimonies. So let me see if I can do this, and forgive me if I mess it up, but I'm going to try to recapture my song leading days when I laid campfires, and this was usually one of the songs we always sang as we got near the end of the campfire. And if any of you know it, hint, 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 sing along with me, so in case I mess it up, I got somebody who's correcting me. But it kind of goes like this, I think. Give me oil in my lamp, keep me burning. Yeah, give me oil in my lamp, I pray. Give me me oil in my lamp, keep me burning, 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 keep me burning till the judgment day. Then the chorus, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King. You really did great. That's good. Okay, well, we've sung the first verse then. I thought we'd need to repeat it, but let's now go to the second verse. Give me joy in my heart, keep me serving. And then the last verse, give me love in my life, keep me loving. And after each verse, we sing the refrain. I don't know, by the way, if I got these words exactly right, but they sounded pretty good to me. So we're going to sing it as if it's the original words. So this would be the second verse. Give me joy in my heart, keep me serving, serving, serving. Give me joy in my heart, I pray. Give me joy in my heart, keep me serving, serving, serving. Keep me serving till the judgment day. All right. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King. Give me love in my life, keep me loving. Give me love in my life, keep me loving, loving, loving. Give me love in my life, I pray. Give me love in my life, keep me loving, loving, loving. Keep me loving till the judgment day. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King. Thank you. You were great. I wondered how that was going to go. Couldn't have gone better.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Terry asked me a while back to share a time that I can remember when I felt like I was ready and willing. And it was, I can think of different experiences in my life, but I wanted to share something that is more recent, more pertinent to right now. And it was about a year ago that Terry announced to the congregation that they were going to start a chaplaincy program for the Wednesday night dinner that Stone Church hosts every night for special guests. And our special guests are those individuals who, some are homeless, some have very low incomes and have limited resources. And that dinner has been going on, by the way, for several years. And it has kind of expanded over the years in terms of the services that it provides. And so this chaplaincy program was just another added element to a need that Terry felt that could be helpful to our special guests that come on Wednesday night. And it kind of piqued my interest. I thought, I would really like to be able to do that, but I didn't feel that I had the capability or the confidence to do it. There was a little bit of fear in my heart. I don't know these people. How do I relate to them? How can I speak their language? And one Sunday morning, shortly after Terry had announced this new endeavor of chaplaincy for a Wednesday night dinner, we were in Sunday school class, and something came up during the discussion, and Terry was sharing how through the years he has also been afraid to, how do I talk to people that are quite a bit different than my experience or his experience. And he was sharing, how do I relate? And he was sharing his own level of fear. And that encouraged me. I thought, well, if Terry's afraid, maybe I can do something. And so that kind of sparked me a little bit further to say, yes, I would like to be involved in this chaplaincy program, and I would like to go through the training that they're going to offer to see how it is that maybe I can also be a part of this aspect of ministry. And so I went through the chaplaincy training in January and have served as chaplain a few times this year. I'm certainly not what you would call a chaplain's chaplain. I need to learn so much more, but it has been such a blessing to actually sit down with our guests and talk to them face to face, eye to eye, hear their story, listen to them, and have on occasion been asked to pray for them and to pray with them. And I know that Terry shared recently an experience that he had with one of our guests, and I had the same experience. Her name is Kathy, and she has lung cancer and has a lot of challenges in her life. And I remember her coming up to me one night and throwing her arms around my neck, and she said, I just appreciate you and this family so much. She said, you don't know what you do for us. She said, I love coming here. And so that was a testimony to me. And then recently, on another occasion, I was talking to a woman, and she looked up and she said, I'm losing my place to live. Can you help me find a place to live? And I knew that this was beyond my pay level, my pay grade as chaplain. I knew that I did not have the tools that I needed to help her. And so I started looking around to my go-to people, and one of the go-to people would be Barbara Vink, and she was involved in conversation with another person that I didn't feel like I could interrupt. And then I immediately thought of Terry, and I saw Terry, and I was going to go nab him. And he was also engaged with another person that he was talking to. And I thought, I just can't leave this person hanging with her question and her need. And so I looked around, and I finally went into the kitchen, and I found Betty. And I told Betty what the situation was, and Betty said, well, maybe Doug is the name of the gentleman that helps with clothing. Maybe Doug can help, but Doug had already left. And so Betty got a hold of Leon, who is one of our homeless guests, who has recently been baptized into the community of Christ. And he was there, and she talked to Leon and said, can you talk to this woman that needs help? And what a beautiful thing I saw that night. Leon went up to this woman's table. He knelt down on the floor on his knees so that he could kind of be eye level with her. And I stood at a distance and watched him talk to her, and it was like I was seeing Jesus kneeling there at that table, talking to her and helping her with the need that she has. And it was such a rich experience to see Leon in that role. And Leon, who has been homeless for a number of years and has recently joined Community of Christ, is now going to be, he's a chaplain. He's going to be taking the chaplain training. And I was so blessed by that experience. So I wasn't ready, but in a way I was ready. And Terry's fear encouraged my fear, and I was willing to step out and move beyond that. And it has been a rich blessing.